What's up, everyone? It's Tim from Tim Plays a Game. Tonight, we like the tier list idea from a while ago we did with the N64 games. We're going to be doing that again tonight, this time with legendary and mythical Pokemon from the first 8 generations of Pokemon. Let me be clear about that. We do have another Pokemon game coming out, another one, really, in November. That's Generation 9, so that will not be included on this list. However, the other Pokemon and their alternate forms will be. So, let's get to that list. Let's go. Alright, first on the list. Okay, by the way, I know it's in Spanish. I found this on this template on a online, so it was basically in Spanish. Unfortunately, horrible is pretty much explanatory. But just A, B, C, D, E, and F is how that's going to work. Okay. First up is Articuno. Flying and ice type, so double weakness to rock. I'm going to be... when I'm rating these, I'm going to be rating them from a strategy standpoint, not so much... Well, mainly strategy and how they look. But mostly, it's going to be 90% strategy, 10% cosmetic. Alright, Articuno. Flying and ice type. That's kind of a downer because... it can be taken out easily by rock types, and then it has weaknesses to fire, electric, I think that's, and steel. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult. But honestly, it's actually got one of the best two turn attack in the 2-turn attacks in the game. Mind Reader, and then Sheer Cold. So that's Sheer Cold's a 1-hit KO, and Mind Reader makes sure the next attack hits. So I don't know about that one. A lot of people will just use it for freeze dry and defog. It's not, but it doesn't see a lot of upper tier play. So as far as legendaries go, I'm gonna put that just smack dab in the middle. And I know Articuno has a alternate form, and we're gonna get to that later on. So yeah, and I'm probably gonna divide this up into 2 videos. That's what I'm thinking, just because there's just so many. Oh my god, there's this many. There's alternate forms. I tried to organize them and how they were released, or Pokedex number. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Yeah, so Zapdos. It's electric and flying. It's actually one of the better of the 3 Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Electric and flying means because it's an electric type, it would have a weakness to ground type attacks, but because it's flying, that's completely gone. Now it has a weakness to rock type attacks. Actually, I think rock type and ice type. That's it. That's its only 2 weaknesses. It's got access to Volt Switch, Discharge, a lot of good electric attacks, a lot of good flying type attacks. You can Roost to heal itself. Its speed, I think, is the fastest of the 3 legendaries, so that one's going to go a little bit higher. Not quite A rank, though. I'm not, because there are some legendaries on here that are just plain broken. Anything that goes in that top tier is going to be plain broken. Let me be clear about that. Alright, now Moltres, this one's going to be different because it's a flying and fire type. That's not good typing. That the same problem with Articuno. Moltres has a double weakness to rock type attacks. On top of that, it's also weak to water, electric, electric, and I think that's about it. Yeah. But so that's still a lot of weaknesses, like as many as Articuno. It does have access to fire and flying type attacks. It has a pretty good move pool. I think if I would give it an A, I would probably, if I were to rate the 3 legendary birds, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno, I'd probably go Zapdos, then Moltres, then Articuno. So I'm going to put probably Moltres in the same tier as Articuno. Zapdos probably has the edge just because of usability. That's not a word. Alright, Mewtwo. This thing's broken. First of all, Mewtwo can learn any attack. It was originally one of the best Pokemon, and it's completely customizable. Now, this is back when Gen 1 came out. Yeah, this thing was like the holy grail. You have to go through the Pokemon League before you can even touch this thing. And like I said, almost any attack, and it does have... I also will be including Mega Evolutions on here. This thing's got 2 Mega Evolutions, because that's how broken it is. Yeah, you really... I mean, really, if you're going to use it, it's... Special attack is the way to go, probably, but there is, but if you're going to use Mega Mewtwo X, physical attacking is the way to go. Honestly, I would just use whatever special attacks you like, and then use Psy Strike. That's a special attack, but it targets defense, not special defense. So very versatile Pokemon, very deadly. If you basically Nasty Plot, the one I run is Nasty Plot, Ice Beam, Fire Blast, and then Psy Strike, and that just covers everything right there. You can either put a Life Orb or an Expert Belt on that thing, and then it's just crazy strong. So that one gets top tier. Yeah, I might move some things around later on because I'm not sure. I'm not crazy about Articuno and Zapdos. So you know what? I'm gonna move them down a little bit because Zapdos is higher tier. Mewtwo is broken. Anything in this top tier, like I said, is gonna be broken. This one is usable, but this one's like less usable, and then this one's like don't even think about it. Now, if you're gonna give any attack to, like, if you want any Pokemon that you can customize like their attacks, probably Smeargle would be the way to go. Yeah, I can sketch any attack, but Mew can learn any TM attack, any tutor moved attack. I can actually learn the attack Transform, which none of these other Pokemon can learn. Other than Ditto, it's the only Pokemon that can use Transform. It does have a Z move, but I don't know if I would include that on there for a lot of reasons, unless Z moves make a comeback. Then again, Mega Evolutions probably won't make a comeback, so sorry, Mewtwo. But Mew on its own, it's probably one of the best utility Pokemon. It can set spikes, stealth rocks, poison spikes. It can use taunt. It can roost. It can recover. It's got a lot of weight. Very versatile Pokemon. I would say as versatile as Mewtwo, if not more. The problem is it doesn't have the same stats as Mewtwo. Its stats are just all hundreds. 100 HP, attack, defense, special attack. So a lot of ways you can go with it. Strategic. It's more strategy than power in that case. So, but I'm going to put it on the same level. I'm gonna put it on the same level as Zapdos. I'm probably gonna catch crap for that one later, but yeah, it's strong, but it's not completely broken. Yeah, it has a Psychic type, so it still suffers from the weaknesses of Dark type. Dark type moves. Weakness to Dark type attacks. Bug type. Ghost type. I think that's all. I think that's the three right there. So, yeah, it's not immortal. In fact, if you're gonna try to make it fight legendaries, they recommend you put a Focus Sash on it because it probably will get taken out in 2 moves. All right, second generation. Here we go. First is Raikou. It's the basically like straight electric type, but the problem with Raikou is, oh my god, this one might actually be the first horrible. If it didn't have Volt Switch, it probably wouldn't see much play. It can use Volt Switch, it can use Thunderbolt, Scald, and Calm Mind. That's kind of the way to go. It has access to Aura Sphere and Shadow Ball, but it's, as far as electric Pokemon go, it's not the best. Electric legendaries go, yeah, it's not the best. Zapdos would be an improvement. Its stats are decent. It's got, special attack 115, speed 115, special defense is 100, but the defense is 75, so this thing will probably get taken out with one good Earthquake attack. So many people use ground-type attacks like Earthquake and high horsepower, Earth Power. Yeah, you're gonna... Raikou won't last long, so... Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, man. It's just... It's not the... There are better electric types than this, and we'll see them later on. Alright, Entei next. Entei, Fire type... has access to Sacred Fire. I think the only other Pokemon that can use Sacred Fire is Ho-Oh. I might be wrong on that. It has access to Extreme Speed, which is amazing. So it probably would be slightly better than Raikou. But, its stats are where the problem is. The HP is good, the attack is good, the speed is good. But then the 2 defense stats, not great. So it's got speed, which helps. Again, it's a fire type, so it's got weakness to not only ground type attacks, but water, rock. Probably going to be taken out 1, not 2, if not 1, 2 turns. So it's a tough one. I gotta put it down here. I mean, with the flying types, at least they're flying. The birds, they can fly. They completely resistant to ground type attacks. With legendary dogs, though, their abilities aren't that great. I think they have most of them have pressure as their main ability, so that's decent, but there are better options for fire types, like Ho-Oh, Victini, we'll be getting into them later. Suicune, water type. This one probably, in my opinion, is the better of the 3 legendary dogs because, well, I might be wrong on this one, because it has access to ice type attacks, which are good. Water type attacks, obviously. It's a straight water type Pokemon. It looks like an ice type, but it's a water type, trust me. Jeez. I really don't know what to do with this one. It's about on the same level as Raikou and Entei. Now, it's mostly real time to shine. It's real. Only plus on this thing is really its HP is good, its defense and special defense are awesome, but again, it falls short in attack and special attack and speed. It's actually the slowest of the 3 legendary dogs. It can use Calm Mind, which is good. So basically, if you're going to play this, play defensively. They recommend Calm Mind and Substitute. Scald would probably be its best attack, just for reliability and the chance to burn. And it can also use Ice Beam. I think it also has access to Shadow Ball, but yeah, its move pool is kind of dry. The same thing can be said with all 3 legendary dogs. I call them legendary dogs. They have different. I think they have something different name, but that's what they're mostly been called. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna put him above the. I'm gonna put him in the No Me Gusta, the D list for now. I might go back later on and redo this, but based on whichever Pokemon I put in here. But yeah, it's kind for right now. I consider it the better one because of its defensive abilities. It has only 2 weaknesses: Electric and Grass. And with Calm Mind, you can actually prevent a one-turn beatdown. But yeah, go heavy on speed if you do. Now, Lugia, it looks pretty offensive, like a pretty offensive Pokemon, but its stats say otherwise. Defense and special defense are amazing. The HP is good, speed's good, but yeah, its offensive stats actually are not as good as other legendaries. So they tell you to go more. It's basically better to go defensive with Lugia. Its typing is Flying and Psychic. Thing looks cool. I'm not crazy about the wings. The wings, they look like hands. They look like just giant hands. Like, how are you flying? Actually, yeah, it's underwater. It's most of the time. So yeah, maybe the hands help with swimming and then flying. Its ability though is where probably redeeming is Multi-Scale, which is one of the better abilities in the game. Basically, Multi-Scale, this is a hidden ability, mind you, so you have to kind of hunt for this one. If this Pokemon is at full HP, the damage taken from the attack is halved. So basically, it's first. Basically, it's going to withstand anything. You're not going to one-shot this thing. So go defensive, and they recommend going defensive and using attacks. Using defensive attacks like using Whirlwind, using Roost to recover, using Thunder Wave to paralyze, and then either going at it with Aerial Blast or Ice Beam. Yeah, either one works. Ice Beam probably is more versatile. But really, its offensive abilities, I mean, it's not great offensively. It's used more defensive. But I would put this guy probably in the middle. Not as good, yeah, like I said, not as good as Mew. In fact, because it's a flying type, Zapdos could bring it down. Probably take a couple attacks, but yeah. Ho-Oh, this one is more offensive. Basically stronger attack stat, stronger special attack stat. It's a fire and flying type, so again, it's going to suffer this from the same problems Moltres has with rock type attacks, water type attacks, electric type attacks. Other than that, though, it's pretty decent. If you can get the hidden ability, it has the hidden ability Regenerator. Basically, when you switch it out, it restores 1/3 of its maximum HP. So, and I think, does it have access to U-turn? No, I don't think so. You know, that's fine. You don't need it. Yeah, basically, they recommend using Sacred Fire. Like I said, Sacred Fire, one of the fire attacks. If you're looking for a little more strength, you can go Flare Blitz. It has access to Brave Bird. You can actually use Earthquake. So very versatile Pokemon. Some people, like in the early days, I remember people using Toxic and Whirlwind with it. Just tried put Toxic on the entire team. As it stands right now, I'm probably gonna put it a little bit higher on the list, probably on the same list as the same tier as Lugia. This one just has better. I mean, it has the ability to use Earthquake, and it has, I think, ability to use Thunder Wave. It's basically a better Moltres. Yeah, Moltres. They both have pressure, but Ho-Oh is more versatile. All right, next up, Celebi. This is a weird one. You think that like the mythicals would be better, would be higher up on this list, but their stats are all basically centered around like 100 base, which sounds good, but it's not really. It does have the ability Natural Cure. Sorry, this Pokemon has its non-volatile status conditions cured when it switches out. Yeah, not much you can do with this one. It's actually not high. It's actually pretty low on the tier list for professional Pokemon play. Psychic and Grass type. Okay, this one this has got a lot of weaknesses. It's weak to Dark, Fire, Flying, Ghost, Ice, Poison, and a double weakness to Bug. Yeah, that's a lot of weaknesses for something that doesn't have... I mean, it can use Nasty Plot, it has access to Recover. You can use probably Psychic and Leaf Storm, but that's really the best you can do with it. It's... Natural Cure is kind of nice, but I don't think it'll last long enough to switch out. So, tough call on this one, but I gotta put poor Celebi in the bottom tier. It'd be great if it could actually time travel like in the movies, but if it time travel in the movies, then it might get higher up on that list. Alright, we're getting into third generation now. We're starting with Reggie Rock. It has two abilities. It's basically a solid rock type, first of all. Defense, probably one of the best in the game, 200. But its special defense stat is 100. So basically, if it got hit by like a physical water attack, it wouldn't do much damage. But if it got hit by something like a little bit like a special water attack, like a Hydro Pump, it would do a lot more damage. HP is not great, so if it has good defense but not good HP, it doesn't really matter. It can resist a lot but not take too much damage. It's got good physical attack stat but not special attack stat. So really your only offensive attack would probably be Stone Edge. You can also use Body Press, I guess. Yeah, Body Press, which uses the defense stat to calculate damage. Other than that, though, you'd probably have to use Thunder Wave to make it versatile, just to slow down your opponent. And even then, yeah, it's pretty slow. Yeah, it's got 50 base speed, which is horrible. You can use it to set up Stealth Rock, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna give this guy a high rating. Sorry, bud. He's got some good stats, but not enough to... Yeah, not enough to make him like... I'd probably run Suicune over him, to be honest. Alright, Reggie... Let's see, Reggie... Yeah, also I think there are better rock types. We'll see. There's not a lot of rock types on here, but we'll see some later on. Alright, next is Reggie Ice, or Regice. I don't know how you pronounce that. So solid ice type, that's good. Special defense, like this one has like kind of an opposite effect. It's kind of like, yeah, the opposite as far as defense as Reggie Rock. It's got great special defense, but decent defense. Better special attack than attack. So you can you can actually use Rock Polish on this thing to make it faster. Other than that, though, it's going to suffer from the same weaknesses as ice types, which are Fighting, Fire, Rock, Steel. A lot of weaknesses, not a lot, but still enough. It has the ability Rock Polish, I mean, it can use attacks like Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Focus Sash. It can use the attack Rock Polish. That would make it a little bit better, but its speed stat's already 50, so you're not boosting the speed much. Yeah, this one's going to take a lot of work to make good. And if it takes work, then it's probably not a good legendary, just saying. So yeah, I gotta put you down there with your buddy. The next one is Reggie Steele. The fact that it's a Steel type makes it slightly better, because Steel types are gaining a little bit more support now. They are good against Fairy type Pokemon, completely resistant to Poison type attacks. Now that being said, they do have a good amount of weaknesses, including Fighting, Fire, and Ground, same as Reggie Ice. I would probably put it like a little bit stronger than Reggie Ice. It's got solid defense, solid special defense, same amount of speed as the other Reggies. But it's probably between Reggie Rock and Reggie Steele. It's the better Reggie Steele's the better Stealth Rock user. It can also use Body Press. Probably better to use Heavy Slam. Yeah, I gotta put you down here. Now, there's not much of a difference between Latios and Latias. I think it's mostly, like, stat. Yeah, Latias has better special defense than Latios. Latios has better special attack stat than Latias. Still about the same, though. So yeah, we'll start with Latios then. Not much you can do with it. It's got... Some people like to use stored power with it and then use weakness policy. That's pretty good. It does have a Mega Evolution, which kind of gives it... Which probably might boost it up a little bit. It has the ability to Levitate, complete immunity to ground-type attacks. Its speed stats is decent. Special defense is pretty good too. Psyshock, Aura Sphere. Yeah, it's Dragon and Psychic type. That gives it a lot of weaknesses, but its special defense kind of makes up for it a little bit. So Bug, Dark, Dragon, Fairy, Ghost, and Ice. Ugh. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to counter at least one of those types of Pokemon in a serious battle. But it does have a Mega Evolution. It's not bad. It's actually a pretty decent Pokemon. I'm probably gonna put Latios and Latias on the same tier just because they are so similar. I'm going to put it on No Me Gusta. Yeah, D-list. They are good, but there are better dragon types, and we will definitely be getting into those dragon types. Trust me on this. Actually, you know what? I might come back to this one, but I'm going to put them on the middle tier. They are... I don't want to say they're as bad as Articuno and Moltres, but Latios and Latias are probably better. Yeah, this one... Okay, next is Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza. These three are probably going to get some higher tiers than most of them. Here's the thing about Kyogre. Kyogre has the ability Drizzle, which is golden for Pokemon that use the ability to use like in tag teams, like team duels. If they have like Swift Swim or Rain Dish, any move that... Or any Pokemon... Yeah, any ability that benefits from rain... So yeah, as soon as it comes on the field, it automatically activates Rain. That boosts water type attacks. It makes Thunder and Hurricane the accuracy of those attacks way better. There's some other effects too. Reduces the damage from fire type attacks. So pretty decent Pokemon. Really, yeah. In like team duels, I think you were seeing this thing everywhere. The last couple years in video game championships, just because they are. Set in doubles. So this one's going to get high up on the list. Also, it has a primal form, which is kind of like a Mega Evolution, but not. Where the rain gets even, like, it gets like way worse to the point where you can't stop it. So yeah, but here's the thing though: the attacks on Kyogre are what make it broken. First of all, it's a water type. It's a straight water type, so it only has two weaknesses: Grass and Electric. And it can learn Thunder. So yeah, it's a water type that can learn Thunder, which is one of the strongest electric attacks in the game. And because it has the ability Drizzle, Thunder's accuracy becomes 100%. So Thunder hits, almost always. It has the attack Water Spout. It's a water attack that does 150 base damage, but only if its 150 base damage, but only if its HP is full. So the more HP it has, the more damage it does. Less HP, less damage, obviously. It has also another, and this attacks both Pokemon. So yeah, it can actually hit both Pokemon for a ridiculous amount of damage. And also, the rain gives it more power, like it needed it. And if that's not good enough for you, it also has Origin Pulse, which is 110 base power, less accuracy, but still solid damage right there, and it attacks both Pokemon. Deadly, probably the strongest water Pokemon in the game, in my opinion. So, top tier. Yeah, you were seeing this thing. People were basically basing their teams off this. I've made a couple doubles teams where I use Kyogre and Seismitoad with Swift Swim. And I've seen seen people do a lot of damage with those two together. Yeah, that, and it also guards against any Pokemon that has a weakness to fire type attack, so that's decent. Or weakness to fire type, yeah. And then Groudon is probably the other side of that argument. Again, dominating video game championships for the last couple years just because they are doubles. Now, his ability is Drought, which is the opposite of Kyogre's, where instead of causing it to rain, it causes a drought, which is increases fire-type attacks, makes Solar Beam hit in one turn instead of two, increases the damage of fire-type attacks. I think, yeah, Synthesis heals more. Yeah, Pokemon with the ability Chlorophyll, like Venusaur, can speed up. Pokemon with the ability Solar Power, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that increases the damage from it, so that becomes a lot strong. It makes Charizard even stronger. This thing, again, doubles. It's godly. Godly is the right word. So I'm going to put it on the same... Oh, wrong one. How'd you get out of there? You're not welcome. Yeah, you're going on the same tier as Kyogre for obvious reasons. Yeah, I've used it on a doubles team with Venusaur and Charizard. It is kind of hard to say which one is the better between Kyogre and Groudon. Apples and oranges, really. But I guess it's just whichever team complements your Pokemon better. Next is Rayquaza. Now, this one is the anti-Kyogre and Groudon. Its ability, Airlock. When the Pokemon is active, the effects of weather conditions are completely disabled. It's a Dragon and Flying type, so it's a couple weaknesses. Actually, it's immune to ground, strongly resistant against grass type, resistant to bug fighting and fire and water. But the problem is Dragon and Flying. It's double weakness to ice, and also the regular dragon weaknesses, rock, dragon, and fairy. And then, because it's a flying type, weakness to rock. It kind of balances out if you think about it. It's got the ability, the move Dragon Ascent. If you use Dragon Ascent in earlier generations, that can help it Mega Evolve. Yeah, it has a Mega Evolution that can only be activated by using Dragon Ascent. I think you also have to have... No, it doesn't need a Mega Stone to Mega Evolve. I remember that now, so... Yeah, that makes it incredibly broken. Earlier generations, this thing was crazy strong with the ability Delta Stream. On switch in, strong winds begin until this ability is not active in battle. I think strong winds actually boost its flying type attacks. But mostly in this generation, in Gen 8, you'll see it using Dragon Dance and Dragon Ascent. Also, it has access to extreme speed, and it can use Earthquake. It's kind of surprising. It's better used to use like a flying type. Yeah, as a flying type user. Pretty strong, very strong. Its stats are crazy. Attack and special attack are crazy. Speed's good. Defensively, it's decent defensively. But it's fast enough to the point where if you go crazy with its attack stat, just maximize its attack stat to the best you can, and it will take out a lot of Pokemon, a lot of different. So yeah, there are a few things that can resist it. Now, where does it go? Now, can I put it on the same tier as Groudon or bring it down with Mew? Because it's strong, but I'm not sure if I would give it... I mean, I saw some people using it in 2019, the Video Game Championships, but, I mean, to, like, counter Kyogre and Groudon. But if that's the case, then people can just bring out other Pokemon to bring it down, and then bring out Kyogre and Groudon, so... Yeah, I'm gonna put him in the B tier for now. I'm sure I would like to bring him up, but at the same time, I don't think he's on the same level. I don't think he's on the same level as Groudon and Kyogre. Kyogre and Groudon probably can't do much to him. I think Kyogre can use Ice Beam. That would do some damage. Groudon can use Rock Slide? Stone Edge? Yeah. No, Rock Slide. So that would do some damage. Other than that, though, I mean, yeah, Rayquaza is a flying dragon type, and there's a lot of flying and dragon types already. Not necessarily on this list, but yeah, Dragonite, Salamence, yeah. I think Rayquaza is the better of them, but the double weakness to ice type attacks hurts too much. Next is Jirachi, Steel and Psychic type. Wow, a lot of weaknesses. Oh, no. Sorry, I misread that. Only 4 weaknesses. Dark Fire, Ghost, and Ground. So that's good there. Its move pool is weird. I think, yes, it has the ability Serene Grace. Moves that have a secondary, yeah. Doubles the effect of any secondary effect. So if it used an attack like Iron Head, the chances of flinching are doubled. That's what a lot of people use it for. They use it for Choice Scarf and Iron Head. Has the access to Healing Wish, which user feigns, but next hurt Pokemon is fully healed. So that's decent. I mean, if you want to throw in Jirachi out. Other than that, though, yeah, it can use U-turn. It can Ice Punch. It's not the best defensive Pokemon. It's used more as a healer and Iron Head spammer. So let's see on this one. Down. Yeah. Slightly better than Celebi. And we're moving on. Alright. Deoxys. This thing. I was going to do all 4 forms. I decided against it just to save time. This thing is strong. Let's leave it at that. It's now base, its stats are already crazy. If you decide to go more offensive, to go attack form, that's good too. Defense form's good. Speed form's crazy fast. I think you'll see mostly the attack form or even the base form. Now it can learn different attacks, so it's versatile, but it's still a plain psychic. Its only ability is pressure, so that helps. It's basically like it's trying to be it's trying too hard to be Mewtwo, if I can say that. Looking at this though, if it would go on, like if Mewtwo and it were to fight, it'd be a close battle. Yeah, so it's. But here's the thing: in all 4 of its forms, its HP remains the same. HP is 50. So yeah, it can't take. I mean, defense form, it can probably take more hits. In defense form, it's more of a utility Pokemon. In speed form, it's more of a lead Pokemon that can set Stealth Rock and Taunt. In attack form, you're just going crazy with life and hoping for the best with Life Orb. So yeah, and you can't change it in battle, which is, I mean, if you could change it in battle, that'd probably make it much better. But no, you have to pick one and stick with it. Still, though, I'm giving him top tier. Just crazy versatile, crazy strong, however you use him. Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. Yeah, these 3 probably are going to be on the same tier. I'm splitting hairs with this. Their only ability is Levitate. They're straight Psychic-type Pokemon. It's a Pokemon that tries to be Mew, but it can't be Mew. Uxie's more the defensive one. I'm trying to see all 3 of their stats at the same time. Azelf is the stronger one, but even to make that stronger, you gotta put a Life Orb on it. So yeah, try and just kind of go crazy with Nasty Plot. And then Mesprit's actually the weakest of the 3. I'm gonna put Azelf up, but I'm putting the other 2 at the bottom. They're just not as good. Azelf stands out above the other 2, unfortunately. Alright, Dialga. Here's another one you're going to see a lot of, just because it's typing. Its only 2 weaknesses are, because its types are Steel and Dragon, its only 2 weaknesses are Fighting and Ground. And you won't see a lot of legendary fighting types, at least a lot of strong ones, other than maybe make a Mewtwo X. Ground type attacks, if you do see any ground type attacks, they won't be stab ground, so they probably won't be as strong. Stab meaning same type attack boost. Sorry, I gotta be careful which terms I use. Most people do choice specs and then go crazy with Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor. Basically just try as a late game sweeper. Yeah, he's strong. He's got like amazing stats. The only problem where he falls a little flat is 90 base speed, which is decent, but not as good as other Pokemon. Why is this down? There we go. There we go. So Dialga on this one. Strong. I'm putting him top tier. Let me make sure I'm right about this. Yeah, Steel type and Dragon is actually pretty good. Pretty good combination. And Palkia is not. Now here's the thing. It's because it's a different Pokemon. So it's Water and Dragon. It's not Steel type and Dragon. So its weakness is it's weak to Dragon and Fairy types. It doesn't share the same weaknesses as Water types. Because of the dragon type, it's not weak to electric and not weak to grass. Strongly resistant to fire and water type, so... I remember seeing him in 2021 in some video game championship battles. Yeah, he was a Trick Room user, if you can believe that. Just because, yeah, he can use Trick Room. So some people go super slow with him. The hidden ability, Telepathy, which means the Pokemon does not take damage from attacks made by its allies. So really, I think people were using Kyogre and Palkia together and just going crazy with crazy strong water attacks. Yeah, some people use Trick Room, some people use like Protect. So yeah, in doubles he's really good, probably better than Dialga. Also, I'm not including the origin forms because we don't really know how strong they are. We only know from Legends Arceus how strong they can be. Then that's, yeah. I mean, they have alternate forms, but we don't know anything about them in like competitive, like serious competitive. As far as water type go, probably Kyogre would be the better pick. But if you use him with Kyogre, he's pretty strong. I'm gonna put him in the top tier. Actually, ooh. Yeah, Telepathy. Telepathy sets him over the edge. Just over the edge. Just tips him over the edge. Heatran is a weird Pokemon. God, I mean, Fire and Steel, so... Double weakness to ground, which I'm not crazy about. It's weak to fighting and water type attacks. Yeah, and it's not fast enough to really do anything about them. Yeah, it's base speed is 77, which is awful. That being said, he can actually probably work well on that Trick Room team I talked about earlier with Palkia. He has one really good attack, Magma Storm. 75% accuracy, which isn't great. But it traps and damages the target for 4 to 5 turns, and that I think it's like a stronger Fire Spin if it hits. Now that being said, he really can't be used seriously without Toxic, and unless you transfer one over with Toxic, yeah. It's not going to do too well. He can use Eruption, which kind of like as the water spout for fire-type Pokemon. So and he also has access to Heat Wave. He's got good special attack stats. Mostly fire. He can use Flash Cannon. He can use Earth Power. But really, if he goes up against anything with a ground-type attack, it's not going to last too long. Probably 2 turns at most. Most people will end up using Taunt with him just to kind of as a wall breaker, really. Yeah, so he'll get. I'm gonna put him up probably in the A or the B tier. That double weakness to ground type attacks. Same reason with his Rayquaza. Yeah, it's too damning. All right, Reggie Gigas. This one's crazy. Wild card. Okay, so Reggie Gigas. His ability is Slow Start. So as soon as he comes out, its attack and its speed stat are cut in half. It's got decent attack, and its attack is amazing. Its speed is decent. But the thing's going to be slow and not do a lot of damage for the first 5 turns because of that ability. So basically, when you use him, you're waiting 5 turns. You just gotta let him go for 5 turns and do what you can. Some people recommend using Swords Dance. Try to boost his stats for the first 5 turns. Yeah, you can use Thunder Wave. To slow down your opponent to bring him down to your level. I think in earlier generations he had access to Knock Off, which was good. You basically Thunder Wave, then Knock Off, so that takes care of their item. That's the second turn. He can also use Substitute, which is good because that gives him a little bit defense. That buys him a little more time. Really though, I mean it's 5 turns though. So yeah, that hurts. He's got good defense, good special defense, good HP. It'd probably take about, realistically, 3 turns if you didn't, about three good attacks to bring him down. 3 to 4, so the thing is, he'll probably get, unless you, in one-on-one battles, he'll probably get brought down before that 5th turn, by the 5th turn. Some people do like doubles and will try to like protect him with Reflect and Light Screen, and then he'll Thunder Wave, and that can be done that way. But he's that slow start that hurts. And I mean, his attack stat's amazing, but it's not to the point where it's viable. It's usable in serious battles. So the stats are good, but the ability holds him back. Got to put him in the middle tier, unfortunately. And I think I'm being actually I think I'm being generous. Yeah. I'm putting him in D list. All right, Giratina. This one has two forms. It's got base form and origin form. We're gonna go through each one. Base form is strong. Is good. Is more stamina. It's got 150 HP, 120 defense, and 120 special defense base. That makes it really super strong. If it had access to Toxic and Defog still, it would be amazing. Unfortunately, though, yeah, it didn't. You'd have to transfer that over. Realistically, you'd probably be using Will-O-Wisp and then just whatever damage you can do with it with leftovers. So he's strong, but not on par with Palkia and Dialga. So putting him in average in the C list. Sorry. And then, now here's the thing, his origin form has much better HP, much better offensive stats, it loses a little bit in defense and special defense, but it becomes a much better attacker. Here's the thing, though. It has to have the item Grisius Orb attached to it in order to get this form. Then its ability becomes Levitate, and so it's immune to ground types. It's Dragon and Ghost. So it's got a lot of weaknesses, but it's not very strong, but it can be strong, so the best thing you can do with it, but here's the thing, it does have a decent moveset with Thunder Wave. You can use Thunder Wave or Will-O-Wisp, and then use the attack Hex. And Hex actually becomes a much stronger attack because the power doubles if the target has a status ailment. The base power is 65, so doubling it makes 130. On top of that, Grisius Orb increases the attack power by 20%. 156 base power. So Thunder Wave, and then probably the best way to go Thunder Wave, then Hex. This way you can make up for the fact that make up for its low speed, and then you can use Shadow Sneak to like finish it off. Strong Ghost type attack, and then Draco Meteor just as a stab dragon attack. Crazy strong attacking Pokemon. So that gives it higher up on the list. It also has access to ghost types. However, I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. Levitate is good, yeah. But it has to have Grisius Orb on it, so it's not very versatile. So it has one really good moveset, but not. That's about it. I mean, after that, though, it gets pretty predictable. There's not many other ways you can go with it. Most people go, you can also go physical attacker with Poltergeist and Stone Edge. But yeah, Shadow Sneak and Poltergeist are probably going to be its two main attacks, so it's probably going to be mostly a ghost type attacker, which is good for all the freaking psychic types we've seen tonight. But yeah, I'm going to put in the... I don't know, I'm second guessing myself now. Yeah, it's not versatile. Okay, so A or B list. B tier. Cresselia, not much can be said about it. It's psychic type. I don't want to give this thing too much time. It has the attack Lunar Dance, where it faints, but the next Pokemon is cured, and it restores its HP and PP. So that's good, but that's all you'd use it. That's all I can see it being really used for. Yeah, that's about it, really. Yeah, Fion is just a weaker Manaphy, so yeah, let's talk about Manaphy. I'm not sure if this attack is still used or in this gen, but it has the attack Tail Glow. Manaphy has the attack Tail Glow, which raises its special attack 3 stages. That's crazy, crazy strong. It has the ability Hydration, so if it's raining, its status is cured at the end of each turn. Rain Dance is active. So in theory, you could use like Tail Glow and Rain Dance. And then its probably 3 best attacks would be Surf, Ice Beam, and then Psychic. So strong. So it's got, and also it's got about the same stats as Mew, the same stats as Mew and Jirachi. So good there. It's solid. I mean, it's water type, so its only two weaknesses are electric and grass types. Other than that, though, it's really just, it's going to basically use Tail Glow and whatever attacks you'd feel comfortable with. But it's not a bad Pokemon. It's actually pretty... Yeah, with Tail Glow and having that ability to increase its attack that much, I'm going to put him on this probably, yeah, middle tier. Yeah, so he should do pretty well. Alright, Darkrai. This thing is crazy strong. His ability is Bad Dreams, which... Okay, first of all, he's a Dark type, obviously, Darkrai. His ability is Bad Dreams, causes... Yeah, any Pokemon that's sleeping will lose 1/8 of their maximum HP at the end of each turn that's asleep. It has probably... Let me make sure I'm right about this. It has access to Hypnosis, which is 60% accuracy. And then Dark... Yeah, and then I think they... I'm not sure if you can still use Dark Void, but it had access to Dark Void, which 80% accuracy and causes the foe to fall asleep. So yeah, back in the days of X and Y, Black and White, Diamond, Pearl, this thing was just deadly. Now they can't use it in Sun and Moon. It's still pretty bad, but in Sword and Shield, it's pretty strong. But in Sword and Shield, you can't use it at all. Yeah, honestly, it's not even, aside from having. The best thing you can do is basically put your opponent's Pokemon to sleep. But the problem is, there in most tournaments they actually made a clause around this thing where you can only put your opponent's Pokemon to sleep one time. Or you can only use the attacks, any attack that causes sleep so many times. This thing kind of relies pretty heavily on using Dark Void or Hypnosis, and then basically just wailing on it with Dark Pulse or whatever attacks you'd like. Yeah, they kind of had to use a lot of rules to counter this guy. So he's strong. I'm actually gonna put him in the Uber tier. Because of his strength, he has a crazy attack. I'm not sure if Dark Void will be used in later generations, but it is what it is. I mean, when sleep becomes a problem to the point where they kind of have to change the rules to accommodate him, that's strength. That's crazy power. Okay, Shaymin has two forms. It's got base form and then sky form, where sky form is flying in grass. Yeah, basically in base. So we'll start with base form. Base form. Same stats as Manaphy, as Mew, as Celebi, all hundreds, which is decent. Has access to the attack Seed Flare, which is a grass type attack, 40% chance to lower the target's special defense by 2 stages. 85% accuracy, 120 base power. That's strong. That is strong. I can also use Earth Power. That's about... Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of good move pool attacks. I think it kind of had to rely... I can actually use Dazzling Gleam. Sorry, Dazzling Gleam, Air Slash, and Psychic. So yeah, it's got some power on it. But I think... Yeah, it also has the ability Natural Cure. This Pokemon has its non-volatile stats condition cured when it switches out. So that's... Yeah, so... Pretty good in that respect. Mostly, though, they're going to have to go crazy offensive. You can use Synthesis to Synthesis or Rest. Most people will probably do Rest because of the natural cure ability. So where are we putting this thing? I mean, other than that, though, it's straight grass. Though it's good. It's strong. It's not the strongest. And if it had better attacks. I gotta put him here. So, like right below, probably on the same level as Jirachi, which makes more sense, yeah. Alright, next is Skyform Shaymin. This Pokemon is famous for its ability, which is Serene Grace, where I think we talked about that earlier, where the secondary effects, the chance of those effects double. There's a nasty little move in this game called Air Slash, which has a 30% chance of making your opponent flinch. So double that. That's 60%. Basically, if Shaymin uses Air Slash, there's a more than more than 50% chance, 60% chance you're gonna flinch. So basically, you just spam Air Slash over and over and over again until the Pokemon dies. It also has access to Seed Flare. I can use Healing Wish. Yeah, the thing is crazy strong, though. It's back in, I think, 5th gen. I saw a lot in 4th and 5th gen. Competitive. So, it's up there. I'm not sure, though. Let me make sure about this. Hold on. Yeah, some people would actually equip it with Metro. Oh my god, you put Metronome on that thing. And then continue, and then just go crazy with Air Slash. Yeah, it's... Also, you can use Healing Wish, where it faints and the replacement is fully healed. So that's a thing. In doubles, same deal, just crazy Air Slash attacks. You can use Tailwind. I'm going to boost him up a little bit. There you go. I might change my mind on that, but it's just that spamming Air Slash is just... It's too strong. It's, I said anything on the top list was going to be broken, and I'm not wrong about this. And I've already decided that I'm breaking this tier list up into 2 parts. So we'll take... And, God, the next one's going to be crazy, because I'm getting through the first 4 gens tonight, and I'm not even through half of them yet. But yeah, let's talk about Arceus. This thing is powerful. Now, here's the thing. You can equip any plate you want to him to make him stronger. There's a lot of... This is probably the most versatile Pokemon in the game, Arceus. So whatever type you want to give it, just equip that plate to him. As he stands right now, he has probably the best attack in the game, Judgment. Yeah, a lot of people will end up using Judgment, which is basically whatever plate's equipped to him, that's the attack type. Has 100 base power, 100% accuracy, and it's special attack, and it's just crazy power. Crazy powerful. So yeah, it can be any type you want, but it has to have that plate, so that takes up its item slot. The base form... It's probably solid. It's actually pretty solid as it is, even that. Some people will just use that with Choppleberry to take away. It's only, as a normal type, it only has only one weakness, and that's fighting types. And like I said, its ability is multi-type, so yeah, it's got access to attacks like Extreme Speed, Swords Dance, Recover, and then Judgment, however you want to go with that. You really can't... God, you can't... It's godly. It is the godliest Pokemon in the game, and I gotta put it up there. As far as versatile, I know I said Deoxys was versatile, but this one can be any type. Any one type, let me be clear about that. And then after that, it's just however you want to run it. Whatever you want to do with it. It can do it all. And that is going to wrap things up for this part of the video, guys. I'm going to be doing another video later on with the second part of the tier list. We've only covered half of them. Like, not even half. Yeah, I still got to get into all these down here. We're getting into the next 4 generations later on. So, that is going to wrap things up for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to Tim Plays Game, and stay tuned for the second half of the legendary Pokemon tier list. Till then, this is Tim from Tim Plays Game signing off, and have a good night, guys.